guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tommy. Today I'll show you how to make this lovely outfit with the top and the trouser. So this video is going to be in two parts, the drafting of the top and the trouser. So the first thing for you to know is this top is not a corset. It's basically a princess bustier with a basque effect. And when I talk about basque effect, you know, it has this V kind of shape. It's a trendy style going on. So I'm going to insert a clip now. So that shape you see around there at the hip or the waist, so that's just the basque effect. So let's go right into it. First off, we need the measurement, and this is the measurement I'll be working with. Go ahead and take yours. So to get the box, you need to have your biggest measurement. So mine is the bust, which happens to be 40, divided by 2, then add 2 inches. So 40 divided by 2 gives 20 plus 2, that's 22. So for the length, I made use of the front half length, which is 18 inches. So the length is 18 inches and the width is 22 inches. So the next thing you need to do now is to divide that equally. That is the 22 inches. So you have 11 inches at both sides. So I'm going to select this other side for the center front and the other one as the center back. So I'm going to input the vertical measurement now. So the first thing now is my shoulder to my nipple point, which is 12 inches. As you can see, go ahead and measure that and make a straight line. Then the next thing you need to do is to take my shoulder to under bust. As you can see, it's 15 inches. That's where you see the SHUB. That's shoulder to under bust. So for the neckline, I'm using 3 by 3 inches for the center front. So 3 by 3. Then I went ahead to mark my shoulder measurement. That's 16 divided by 2, that's 8 inches. So go ahead and mark 8 inches. Then from that point, I came down by 1.5 inches. Then connect it like so. So go ahead and use your curve ruler to make a suitable curve at the neckline. Next thing, I'm going to use 3 inches by 1 inch for the center back, 3 inches by 1 inch. Then mark out the shoulder measurement, that's 8 inches. Then for the center back, you're going to come down by 1 inch. Okay, then you join from that line to the 3 inches we marked initially. Then go ahead and make your suitable curve using your curve ruler. So to get my chest line, there's a formula for that. You use your bust divided by 6, then you add 1.5. So mine is 8.16. So from that line, see the way I placed mine. From the shoulder line, the slant line, measure the point. Now to make a straight line all across, just take your measuring tape all the way from the shoulder line to get a straight line. Okay, so mark it across to the center front. So that would be my chest line. So I went ahead to label those lines: chest line, bust line, under bust, and my waist. So next thing is to measure my shoulder measurement all the way down. So just for me to have a straight line, I went ahead to measure the shoulder measurement there, just to make a straight line from the shoulder line. So that's what I did here. So for the center front, go up by 2 inch, and for the center back, mark out, measure that and get the midpoint. So for the center back, go in by 0.5 inch, that's half an inch, and the center front, go in by 0.75. So take out your long ruler and make a straight line like so. Then you use your curve ruler to make a suitable curve for the armhole. So next thing is to impute our nipple to nipple measurement, and that's 8 inches. You divide it by 2, that's 4. I marked 4 inches all the way down. Then on the bust line, I came down by 1 inch. Then I made a straight line. So for my front dart, I use 0.75. Now you can decide to use half inch on both sides. It all depends on your size, but I'm more comfortable with 0.75. Now the next thing is to mark out the back waist length, which is 16 inches. So instead of me marking 16, I just went top by 2 inches. So please always make sure you measure out your back waist length and your front waist length separately because of the bust area. So there's always a difference of 2, 1.5 depending on how busty you are. So always measure that out. So the next thing is to impute your back dart. So like I did in my center front, go ahead and measure 4 inches for nipple to nipple. Then come down 1 inch at the chest line, then make a straight line. So for my center back, I'm going to make use of 0.5 inches on both sides. So that makes it 1 inch for my dart intake. And for the center front, I use 0.75, which made it 1.5 inch. Always take note of this because whatever you're taking out is what you're adding back. So measure out your waist measurement. So mine 36 divided by 4, that gives 9. Then add 1.5. We added 1.5 because of the dart. We took out 1.5 for the dart. Sure you had your dart intake back to it. If you're using 1 inch, make sure you had 1 inch to it. It doesn't have to be 1.5. For the center back, measure out your waist measurement and add 1.5. Now I know that our dart is 1 inch, but make sure you add 0.5 inch to it because we're going to use that as our back tightening. So if you look at the side seam for the front and the back, the front is quite longer. So we need to adjust that by introducing our side dart. So for your side dart, I came down by 2 inches. Why? Because the difference between my front waist length and back waist length is 2 inches. That is the reason why I use 2 inches. So go ahead and mark that out. Then come from the bust line, apex point, go inward by 1 inch, then make a straight line. So I'm doing the tightening now. So that's 0.5 inches upward at the side seam. Connect that to the first dart leg. And for the back, I used 0.5 inches. So that's for the back tightening. So that was the reason why I said add 1.5 and not 1 inch. Is to go in by 0.25. That's 1/4 of an inch. Then connect like so. Connect it. So this is just to have that nice fit. So if you're having a joining at the waistline, you go ahead and use this tightening. But if there's no joining, you can leave it like so as a straight line. I went in to divide that equally and just mark it out. So we are done with the basic bodice. So the next video will be on how to alter it into a princess bustier and create the back's effect. So till I see you in the next video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Till I see you next time, thank you for watching. And before you go, I'm going to leave a few clips on how to take the measurement.